So far we have discussed sign of trigonometric functions in different quadrants with the help of a unit circle. Now we will deduce some more identities. Yes, we consider a unit circle. Unit circle means radius is 1 unit and the center of the circle is at the origin. Yes, coordinates of the point A will be 1, 0 because this distance, which is the radius of the circle, is 1 unit and point lies on x-axis, so y coordinate has to be 0. Similarly, B will be 0, 1, C is -1, 0 and D is 0, -1. Yes, P is a point on the unit circle such that arc AP is of length x. So therefore, angle subtended by the arc AP at the center of the circle will be x radian, right? Now, we learned that x coordinate of this point P, that is A, will be equal to cos of x and y coordinate of the point P will be equal to sin x. That we learned in last class. Now look here. For any point on this unit circle, the x coordinate of the point, that is A, will always lie between -1 and 1. So as A lies between -1 and 1, both -1 and 1 included. Now A is equal to what? Cos x. So therefore, value of cos x lies between -1 and 1, both the endpoints included. Similarly, if a point lies on this unit circle, then its y coordinate will lie between -1 and 1. So B will lie between -1 and 1 and B was equal to sin x. So sin x will be greater than equal to -1 and less than equal to 1. So therefore, cos x and sin x, the values lie between -1 and 1 with both endpoints included. Yes. Also from the figure, in this triangle OMP, it's a right triangle. So by Pythagoras theorem, square of OM plus square of MP is equal to square of OP. Now, as the coordinate of the point P is A, B, so this distance OM will be A, so I'll get here A square. This distance MP will be B, so I'll get B square. And OP is the radius of the circle, which is 1 unit, so I'll get here 1 square. Now, what is A equals to? The x coordinate of the point P is equal to cos x. So I'll get here cos square x. And what is B? B is equal to sin x. So I'll get sin square x. So this is the first identity. Sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1, which you had learnt in your class 10th also. Now, sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. If I divide both sides by sin square x, so sin square x over sin square x will give you 1. Cos square x over sin square x, this is equals to 1 over sin square x. We know that cos x over sin x is cot x. So here I'll get 1 plus cot square x equals to 1 over sin x is equal to cosecant square x. So I'll get 1 plus cot square x is equal to cosecant square x. Or I can write cosecant square x minus cot square x is equal to 1. This is our second identity. This also you learnt in your class 10th. Now similarly, if I divide both sides of this with cos square x, so sin square x over cos square x plus cos square over cos square x will give you 1. It is equal to 1 over cos square x. Now sin x over cos x is tan x. So here I'll get tan square x plus 1 equals to, yes, this is equals to secant square x. So secant square x minus tan square x is equal to 1. This is the third identity. So we have obtained the identities sin square x plus cos square x equals to 1, secant square x minus tan square x equals to 1, cosecant square x minus cot square x is equal to 1. You have to remember these identities because these will be used very frequently, right? Now, let us consider the unit circle again. So it's a unit circle with center at O and radius 1 unit. A, B, C and D are the points on the circle, coordinates 1, 0, 0, 1, minus 1, 0, D 0, minus 1. P is a point on this unit circle such that length of the arc AP is x. So angle subtended by this arc AP at the center is AOP and it will be equal to x radian. And the x coordinate of the point P, that is A, will be equal to cos x, and y coordinate of the point P, that is B, will be equal to sin x. This we have done so far. Now look here. When I formed angle AOP, this was the initial position of the ray and it rotated in anti-clockwise direction, and OP was the terminal side of the angle. Now what I'll do, this is the initial position of the ray. I'll perform the same amount of rotation as in this case, but now the direction of the rotation will be clockwise. That means I'll move this way, but the amount of rotation will be same. So, do you agree? This angle AOQ will be equal to minus x radian? Yes. Amount of rotation is same, so the magnitude of both the angles will be x. But because the direction of rotation of the ray is clockwise in this case, therefore this angle will be minus x radian, right? So now clearly PM will be equal to MQ. So do you agree? Coordinates of the point Q will be A, minus B. This distance will be equal to this. This is equal to B. This will also be equal to B, but it is below x-axis. That's why the y coordinate will be negative. This point is lying in the fourth quadrant. So x coordinate will be positive and y coordinate will be negative. So it will be A, minus B, right? So this arc AQ subtends an angle minus x radian at the center. So x coordinate of the point Q, that is A, will give you the value of cos of this angle. That is cos of minus x will be equal to A, right? Yes, but what is A equals to? A is equal to cos x. So we get cos of minus x is equal to cos x. That means if I have to compute cos of minus 60 degree, then by this result it will be equal to cos 60 degree. That is, it will be 1 by 2, right? So cos of minus x is equal to cos x. Now similarly, y coordinate of the point Q, that is minus P, will be equal to the sine of this angle, that is sine of minus x. So sine of minus x is equal to minus P. This negative sign as it is. Now what is B equals to? B is equal to sine x. So I'll get sine of minus x is equal to minus sine x. Right? That means if I have to compute sine of minus 30 degree, it is of the form sine of minus x. Role of x is being played by 30 degree. So by this, it will be equal to minus sine x, that is minus sine 30 degree. So it is minus 1 by 2. Right? So cos of minus x is cos x and sine of minus x is minus sine x. Now using these two, tan of minus x can be written as sine of minus x over cos of minus x. Now what is sine of minus x equals? It is minus sine x. And what is cos of minus x equals? It is cos x. So here I'll get minus sine x over cos x. Yes, what is this equals to? Sine x over cos x is tan x. So I'll get tan of minus x is equal to minus tan x. Now similarly, cosecant minus x can be written as 1 over sine minus x. And what is sine minus x? It is minus sine x. So I'll get 1 over minus sine x. Yes, what is this equals to? Cosecant x. So cosecant minus x is equal to minus cosecant x. Right? In a similar way, secant minus x can be written as 1 over cos minus x. And what is cos minus x? It is cos x. So I'll get 1 over cos x, which is secant x. So secant minus x is equal to secant x. Cot minus x can be written as cos minus x over sine minus x. Cos minus x is cos x and sine minus x is minus sine x. Yes, what is this equals to? Cos x by sine x is cot x. So I'll get minus cot x. So cot minus x is equal to minus cot x. Now let's take one question. If sin x is equal to 3 over 5 and x lies in the second quadrant, find the values of other 5 trigonometric functions. X lies in the second quadrant. That means the terminal side of the angle will lie in the second quadrant. This is your x. It is lying in the second quadrant. Right? Now sin x is given to us 3 by 5. And yes, you know that in second quadrant, sine and its reciprocal are positive. So it's plus 3 by 5. Now we are to find out the values of other 5 trigonometric functions. That is, we need to find cos x, tan x, secant x, cosecant x and cot x. Right? Now, sin x is equal to 3 by 5. We know that sin square x plus cos square x is 1. So we know the value of sin x. So from here, can I get the value of cos x? So let's find out. It will be 3 by 5 whole square plus cos square x equals 1. So from here, cos square x will be 1 minus 9 over 25. So cos square will be 16 over 25. So cos x will be equal to plus minus square root of 16 over 25. That is, cos x will be plus minus 4 by 5. So here we are getting two values for cos x, plus 4 by 5 and minus 4 by 5. Right? Now we have to decide which value we have to take. Now look here. According to the question, x lies in the second quadrant. Right? In second quadrant, yes, recall that all students take coffee. So in second quadrant, sine function and its reciprocal function, cosecant function, they are positive, rest are negative. So that means if x lies in the second quadrant, then cos x has to be negative. So therefore, we take cos x equals to negative 4 by 5. Because x lies in second quadrant. Right? So, cos x is minus 4 by 5. And according to the question, sin x is 3 by 5. Now, when sin x is known, cos x is known. Can you find tan x? Yes. Tan x is given by sin x over cos x. So 3 by 5 over minus 4 by 5. So that will be equal to minus 3 by 4. So value of tan x is minus 3 by 4. And yes, in the second quadrant, tan is negative. So it's minus 3 by 4. Now, we know sin x, cos x and tan x. Now, can you find the value of their reciprocal functions? Yes. So, cosecant x will be equal to 1 over sin x. That is reciprocal of this. So, it will be 5 by 3. Secant x is reciprocal of cos x. So, it will be negative 5 by 4. Cot x is equal to reciprocal of tan x. So, it will be negative 4 over 3. So, these are the values of the remaining 5 trigonometric functions.